Welcome to the Detroit Lions podcast. I'm your host, Joe Chap, and today we're going to be talking about the Detroit Lions game over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They went into Tampa Bay, aka Ford Field South, and they absolutely dominated. 20-6 winners in Tampa Bay. Critical stats to take away. Detroit had only 40 yards rushing on the ground. So you're saying, how did they win this game? Obviously, they held the Buccaneers to 6 points, but Jared Goff, 353 yards, 30 for 44, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He got sacked 3 times. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 124 yards. Together, Jameson Williams had 53 yards, Josh Reynolds 50, Sam Laporta 36. It was a cast of characters. And for the Detroit Lions to consistently move the ball without a run game was the most impressive thing ever. I want to give you another stat. For the fourth time in franchise history, the Lions have not allowed an opponent to gain 100 yards in any of the first 6 games of the season. The only other times they've done it so 1930, 1931, and 1932. Guys, I know a lot of people are worried about what this Detroit Lions team is, but the one thing that you can say, they are completely different than other Detroit teams that we've had in the past, because what they're able to do is they're able to crush you defensively. They are able to move the ball offensively, and you can't really game plan against it. They're playing out of their minds. The way Jared Goff played today, we're going to get to that in a minute, but you cannot say that what the Detroit Lions did today was probably the most impressive win they've had all year long. Think about it. No Jahmyr Gibbs, no Dave Montgomery. You're down to Craig Reynolds. You're down to Divine Bizigbo. You don't have a rushing game. You run for 40 yards and you still win the freaking football game. Tell me that isn't brand new Lions-esque. The Lions have won 4 straight games by 14-plus points for the first time since 1969 as well. So when we talk about the Detroit Lions, we talk about how good they've been. 1969 is the last time you won games by 14 points for 4 straight games. The Lions have extended their NFL best streak and franchise long streak by producing 20-plus points for the 15th straight game. Guys, this is a completely different team. And the guy who deserves, we're going to give 2 guys the most credit. Aaron Glenn, you get your flowers. Because I know a lot of people wanted you out of here. Like last year, even at the Seattle game, people wanted you the hell out. But this defense is just clowning people. You're talking about going up against the Seattle Seahawks, which I know they lost, but they played a good enough game. Not good enough to win, but they played good enough. You played Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs and handed them their first L. That's the only L they've had. You played the Packers, you played the Falcons, and you stopped their rushing attack. You stopped players. You're stopping them. You're holding teams to under 100 yards, so they become one dimensional. This isn't just some different type of game. Aaron Glenn is coaching this team for the best case scenario. And when you look at another person that deserves flowers, it's Jared Goff. Jared Goff deserves an extension. I don't care what you think about Jared Goff. I don't care if you thought Hendon Hooker was the future. Hendon Hooker is not the future. Jared Goff is the future. The fact of the matter is, Jared Goff gives his team the best chance to win. Number one. Number two, for people that think that Ben Johnson is the creator of this offense, I got news for you. This is Dan Campbell's offense. Ben Johnson just runs it. And when Ben Johnson goes off to another team, obviously he's very, very talented in his offense coordinator role, but he is not the creator of this offense. This offense was created when they fired Anthony Lynn. That's when this offense was created. And Ben Johnson obviously took over the play call last year, and they've been able to keep going, making it go. But that offense was created by Dan Campbell. Then they had a whole offseason to implement it with Ben Johnson calling the controls. And don't think for a second that Dan Campbell doesn't have someone in mind for Ben Johnson's role. Fact of the matter is, this Detroit Lions team is different. Completely different from every word go. And Jared Goff deserves a lot of credit. Aaron Glenn deserves a lot of credit. People that you left for dead. there was a lot of people that left Jared Goff for dead when they traded for him. There was a lot of people that left Aaron Glenn for dead. But the fact of the matter is, they have turned it around. Jared Goff has shown that he is the future of this franchise. And obviously, you could say, oh, let's go get another quarterback. Let's go get an elite quarterback. It's not that easy. The Denver Broncos thought they were getting an elite quarterback in Russell Wilson. The New York Jets thought they were getting an elite quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. When you have a good quarterback, you stick with the good quarterback. It's not easy to find a quarterback that can win you games and play at the level that Jared Goff is playing at. Because I'm telling you right now, this is an MVP type season. Go look at the stats. You want to decipher it? Go look at the stats. Comment on the video. We'll talk. But people left Aaron Glenn for dead. He came back. This team is they're breaking records that haven't been broken since 1932. We're talking about the 2014 defense that was so good against the rush. This defense is better. This just goes to show you what Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes are building is more special than we thought. Because this team is they're tied for top spot in the NFL right now. Tied. They beat the Kansas City Chiefs. They have a stronger record than any of the other 5-1 teams. And you're moving on. This Detroit Lions team is different, guys. And I don't know how many of you don't want to believe it. You don't think it. They're totally different. We'll have more on this on our YouTube page, Between the Whistles Detroit. Make sure to go subscribe. And the Detroit Lions News Podcast Facebook page will be posting videos daily for you guys. So keep with us. Like, comment, and share this video. And we will see you in the next video.